And today we're going to talk about nervous system. We all have one, and we sometimes don't know how to regulate it. I want to hear about your personal view, really, on how you overcome your nervous system issues, or if you don't have them, do share away.
Thanks for having me, Heidi. Yeah, so when it comes down to the nervous system, there are a few main things that I like to practice every day to regulate my nervous system so that I'm not super stressed out, basically, when I'm going about my day. So, a few things I love to do is to connect with nature. I actually today just went for a nature walk and I did some deep breathing. I just listened to the sounds of nature. There were birds chirping, and it was so calming, so peaceful. And I just felt like literally at Zen. I was so just calm and it was so relaxing. Another thing that I like to do is somatic breathing. This is where I breathe in for 4 counts. I hold it for 4 counts, and then I exhale for 4 counts, and then I hold that for 4 counts. And that just really tones and relaxes my vagus nerve, which is also crucial for nervous system regulation. What do you like to practice, Heidi?
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Really, I also personally have a few tools that I use to regulate my nervous system, especially during stressful times. We all have it in life, and it's definitely, I find that a skill that we should have been taught in school to regulate our
Mm-hmm.
nervous system. So mine would be somatic shaking. I like to do a full body shake, like I would do like a jump
Mm-hmm.
while I shake my arms. And the trick behind that is that there are muscles and connective tissues in our body that stores the memory of like a stressful time or like even trauma. It could be like a car accident, it could be domestic abuse, for example, or just work related stress when we tense up for a long time. It stores in our fascia muscles, and by shaking it off, it does release some of that energy, especially when you're starting to have that stiffness and pain. So that's like one of my go-to recently. Um, Another one is probably heat therapy. Like I love going into like a sauna if I can't. For example, when I used to live in Canada, I find that being in a sauna always helps. Being in a hot tub helps a lot. Now that I'm living in Hong Kong, it's already super warm out, so all I need to do is just walk out there, go for a walk. It relaxes some of that tension, especially in my upper body, sometimes like in the stomach as well. So those are my two
Mm-hmm.
things that I go to, and also singing as well.
Yeah, I love singing. I can definitely relate to you on that one. I love to sing in my car. I find it just releases so many emotions that you feel like you can't talk about. And humming too. I practice humming as well. It's another great t trick that anyone can practice. Do it for like even 5 minutes a day, and you'll feel like so much release in the tension. And it's just such a great feeling. There's also some talk about cold therapy. Heidi, do you have any comments on cold therapy for relaxing your nervous system?
I'm a fan of Wim Hof's work, and he is huge on cold plunging as well as breath work. I did that when I was in my late 20s, living in interior BC, and it was like a really cold kind of winter, about like minus 10 degrees in the wintertime, and I would go into the lakes, and it actually shocked my nervous system. So, like, my controversy by personal experience is that if you have like an autoimmune disease or a weakened immunity,
Yeah, like if it's not as strong, like
hmm,
you mean like if you're like a cold person naturally, then it's gonna be more difficult for you? Kind of
yeah,
like
that
that's
sounds crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
they're pretty miserable for me.
Yeah, like it was a really big fad, I think. Like it still is. Like cold plunging is huge, but it's not
So,
for everyone. I find that it helps me a lot with heat. And I know that for some people it's great for them, it motivates them. Tony Robbins talks about all the time and it works for
yeah.
him, but it doesn't work for me. I tried it. and you have to listen to your body. I feel that it's like a really important thing, especially there's so much wellness information out there, and it's easy to just be like, oh, there's this thing, let's try it, but then it's not necessarily for you. And it's really nice to just approach it with like an open mind and test it for yourself.
And also
And I
people
know
who
that you
have
do a lot of dancing as well. Oh, sorry.
no, I was just gonna add on to that. So I know that I do also know that if you have autoimmune disease, cold therapy can actually be quite dangerous, and it can actually trigger more symptoms in your current disease because
Yeah.
you're putting the body into more stress, basically, is what's happening. Yeah.
Something that worked for me is anti-inflammatory foods. I find that it works out really great when I have stiffness or inflammation or my nervous system seems to be just not to standards or a little bit needing a little bit support. Anti-inflammatory foods and whole foods that is grown from the ground always helps me, especially dark leafy greens.
Yeah, I love dark leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables. I love adding turmeric. It's very anti-inflammatory. I put that on like all of my food. Um, Hydration. I drink lots of coconut water too. It's great for the nervous system. And also working out, exercise can play a big role as well. Your muscles forget what happened to them. I think it's your nerves as well or something. But yeah, there's actually some proven research in there that exercise can reverse trauma.
And you have no time and you were extremely tired, you don't feel motivated to work out. What's your go-to strategy to force yourself into getting into the workout?
I tell myself I'm gonna feel so much better after I move my body, and that even though I don't want to do it right now, I just know that I will feel amazing after. I'll feel calm and you don't have to work out for very long. It could be like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Any movement is helpful. And yeah, like if you are feeling really tired, just like, I don't know, like a dance or something. Do like a quick little dance, or like you could shake your body out, like what you're talking about with the somatic healing. You can literally just like shake your body out. That still counts as exercise.
Mhm.
Just moving, and yeah, it doesn't have to be very long, and then you'll feel so much better afterwards.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I feel that, like you said, it's always like recommended by official narrative that you need to work out like 30 minutes a day. And to some people, that's not even thinkable when they're having to
Yeah.
work 12 hours a day or 6 days a week. And I
Mhm.
feel that if you break down those 30 minutes into 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
you're just like committing to those six parts of exercising 5 minutes per day. If you can just like step
Mhm.
away from your desk and do a workout, just do some
Yeah.
jump squats and like maybe running,
Mhm.
anything that you can do, I feel that like that would just improve your longevity that much more if you can
It
commit
will.
to that. And you'll feel better too because like it releases the happy chemicals.
Yep. And also it will help your digestion too. So if you have issues like you're backed up or anything, moving your body will move things through you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I love that. We all want to smoothly go to the bathroom every day.
Yeah. Oh, and it's also great for your vagus nerve too. So that helps your nervous system.
Absolutely. Um, and then in terms of boundaries, I feel that